You are listening to Directions from a Spiritual Tour Guide podcast. I am your host, Chanel Scott. I'm a psychic medium and energy healer who has been supporting those on a spiritual journey for over a decade. I'm your tour guide into the world of the unknown, showing you that the magic of the universe is at your fingertips. I believe spirituality is simple and fun, and this podcast will make it easily accessible, giving you the real talk on all things divine and spiritual, helping you to step into the flow. Manifesting your dreams because we all deserve to be living our best life. Are you ready for an adventure? Hey there, welcome to a new episode of Directions from a Spiritual Tour Guide podcast. My name is Chanel, and I am your host and your spiritual tour guide on this beautiful journey we call life. I started to talk to you last week about spirit guides, and we are continuing the conversation this week and next week. And I'm not going to spill the beans until the end of this podcast about what we're doing next week, but it's special. Let's talk a little bit more about spirit guides. So last week we kind of talked about what are they, why are they here? But now let's talk about actually the nitty-gritty of it. Who is on your spirit guide team? So as I said last week, we talked about our spirit guides will come in for different purposes in our lives. Typically, we have one that will journey with us throughout the whole thing and have been through probably many lifetimes with us together, but we also will pick up new spirit guides along the way. This literally happened in a session today where I'm like, there is somebody new coming through for you as you transition into this new chapter. And this is often the case. I was given new spirit guides as I went through my Reiki training, and every level I was shown things, but in my master and my level 3, I was given actual spirit guides to work with. A teacher, someone who's embodying it, and I was given little cherub kind of Reiki guides that were to work with my students as I was teaching them. I was like, I love this. This is beautiful. So our guides can be here for our life, but they can also be there for specific purposes in our life. If you are a business owner, maybe you have a guide that specifically you work with for your business. If you are doing this spiritual kind of work, maybe you have a guide that you work with for your spiritual practice. Now, working with your guide. The more we work with our guides, the more we understand their energy or their frequency, and it makes it easier to connect to them. So building a relationship, it's a relationship with your spirit guide is important because we begin to build that bond, that connection, and that energy frequency the more we work with our spirit guide. The more we connect to them, the easier it is for us to go, oh, my spirit guide is here. They have something to say. So taking the time to build trust, to build bond, and to build a relationship is really important with our spirit guide. Taking time, not necessarily on the daily if you don't have it, but frequently to sit with and channel the energy of your guide and to receive messages. Now, you can do this in all sorts of ways. Depends on how you receive information. If you haven't figured that out yet, you should do the test. You can always DM me. I'm happy to send it to you. But how you receive information. This is like the number one thing that we need to learn when it comes to understanding how we receive. It is your clairs. The second part of that is learning how you like to interpret it. Wait, don't like the word interpret. Understand. So we are just receiving. So understanding how we receive, and then how are we like transmuting that into something else. So my favorite is typically pen to paper, but I also like to close my eyes and audio record. So I'll just record my voice. I turn on the recorder on my phone. Sometimes I wear my earbuds so that there's a microphone that's close to me, especially if I want to lay down. And sometimes I just sit at my desk and I put it in front of me and lean back in my chair and listen, like begin to channel the information and speak. So we're just sharing the information that we're getting. The interpretation piece, when you're working with your guide for yourself, is your own. If you are working with your guide for someone else, it is theirs, not yours. So we are just acting like closed captioning and channeling the information. We are sharing what we are receiving. The challenge when we're doing work for ourselves is that logical mind would like to kick in and it would like to take over and tell what to do or figure it out or understand it more deeply. But my invitation to you is to learn how to put your logical mind to the side until it's turn to come in. That way you're just receiving the information and allowing it to flow in and being open to what you are receiving. Do the interpretation after the fact. By trying to do it as you're going, it gets in the way. Even when we start asking our spirit guide questions, it's great to have them all figured out in advance instead of asking as you go. Now, of course, there's going to be questions that come up because the quality of your questions is a reflection of the quality of the answers you're going to get. So think about what you're really trying to ask and the energy and the frequency of that. You may need to ask questions to get more information, but try not to take control. Try not to let the logical mind ask the questions and instead let the soul ask the questions. There is a huge, huge, huge difference there. As we continue to do this, we start to understand the frequency of our guide better. We start to receive the answers probably quicker, more fluently, and there begins to be this dance that happens with the energy where we can understand more, should I say quickly? More instantly almost. My guides will show me something and there's a download instantly of the information because I'm so connected to them and I work with them so frequently, I get the information quite quickly. So that will take time. Don't expect that to happen in the very first moment. The more we work with our guides, the more that connection builds, the more it grows and our skill grows. Yes, channeling is a skill. Everyone can do it. Just some people are more gifted at it than others. That's all it comes down to. So pay attention. Pay attention to how you're receiving the messages, the way that they come in for you, the things that your spirit guide wants to share with you about, and begin to really build that relationship, build that connection. As you do that and open the lines of guidance, because yes, you can set boundaries. We'll talk about that in a second. On your day-to-day, you may notice your spirit guide pop in. They're trying to get your attention and tell you something. I had a session, and this happens all the time, but I had a session, and the second I was getting ready for it, my ears started ringing, and I knew something was up, and there was, and we dealt with it. But my spirit guides were saying to me, pay attention. Something's happening. So I know when my ears ring that I'm supposed to be paying attention. There's something that needs my attention. So that is me understanding a sign from my guides. So on the day-to-day, we'll have those moments where the ears ring or we get that feeling or sensation in our body, or we just have this knowing to pay attention all of a sudden. Our spirit guides are happy to come in and help guide us on our day-to-day, but we have to have that connection to do so. So let's just talk really briefly about boundaries and such, because there is always this piece of divine law and understanding that we have control over our own energy. We have free choice. We have free will. So although your spirit guides are guiding you, you have the choice whether to take that guidance or not. That is your choice. But also it is your choice whether you connect with your spirit guides or not. If they come in and you don't want to connect, you don't have to. They're not going to push or force. You can ask them at any time to come in and they are happy to step forward because divine law states they are not allowed to interfere. But you can also open the doors to work with them in a bigger way by setting an intention or a boundary on how. Excuse me, sorry, I had to sneeze. So you can set that intention that you want them to help you on the day-to-day. You can set a boundary around anything. Please don't come in while I'm at work. Please do not come in while I'm with my children. Please do not come in while I am sleeping. You can set boundaries. You can set intentions of how you want to work with your spirit guide. This helps your spirit guide to understand how you want to work together and what they can help you with. Again, they're not allowed to interfere. So when we welcome them into an aspect of our life, they are there to come in freely if we choose to set that boundary, or open that energy to that. So we are not limited necessarily. We are only limited by our own beliefs, our own thoughts, and our own boundaries. But working with your spirit guide creates a bigger thing, a bigger flow back and forth. So you can learn the language of your spirit guides and how they speak to you, the signs, symbols, and messages, the way that they come through. You can learn their frequencies so that you know when they're there and supporting you and guiding you. You can learn to open up your own perception and your own awareness to deepen into the relationship that you have with your guide and the support in your purpose that they can offer you. Your spirit guide is an amazing tool, and it is amazing access to ancient wisdom, to divine wisdom, and to your soul wisdom. It is such a gift to be able to work with our guides on the day-to-day and to experience their love and support, to receive their divine guidance, their messages, the signs of them being there. So in my invitation to you, because it's the end, I am going to be offering next week a meditation to meet your spirit guides. So you can join me in this on the podcast, but it will also be offered as a freebie on my website, which you will be able to get by signing up for my newsletter. If you are already part of my newsletter, then you will receive this recording. But if you are not, you can also just come and visit it here on the podcast. It is totally your option where you listen to it. My gift to you is this connection to your spirit guide, because I feel like it's such a powerful tool and a powerful gift to receive. So join me next week when I share a meditation to connect to your spirit guides. And of course, if there's anything else you want to learn about, never hesitate to DM me or message me, and I'm happy to take your suggestions of podcast ideas. Maybe it's time for some more guests. Who should I have on? If you are in the Hamilton area this week and you would like to join me for any of my in-person events, I am at Mystic Ramen on King William in Hamilton, Ontario on Thursday night for group mediumship. It is called A Night with Spirit, and there is a promo. And then Friday night, I am at Dundas Yoga and Fitness for a haunted Halloween. We're going to do some divination tools and a seance. It's going to be an incredible night. Tickets for both of those, you can find the information through my socials or through my website. There is a promo code for Mystic Ramen. Buy one, get one half price. Bring your bestie. Come and hang out with us. Eat some good food. Both events are going to be fantastic. Friday night is getting closer to being sold out. So if you are looking to come, please make sure you get your tickets ASAP. Thank you. Thank you for being here and joining me today and listening to a little more about your spirit guides. Again, I invite you to join me again next week while we will do a meditation to meet your spirit guides. And I'll see you then. From my heart and soul to yours, have an incredible week, everybody.